Hello everyone. Today, I invite you to listen to a very meaningful story called Pursue Your Aspirations. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a dream that someone told you was impossible? Maybe someone said, "You cannot do that. You are not rich enough. You are not smart enough. You are dreaming too big." Many people stop dreaming when they hear those words. But what happens if you refuse to give up your dream? What happens if you keep believing even when others laugh at you? Today's story is about a young boy who had a dream that everyone thought was impossible. He had no money. His family had no land. His life was always moving from place to place. But inside his heart, he held one powerful dream, and one day, that dream became real. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you may look at your own dreams in a very different way. Now, let us begin. Many years ago, there was a man named Michael Carter. Today, Michael owns a large and beautiful horse ranch. The ranch is wide and peaceful. Green grass covers the fields. Tall trees stand quietly in the wind. Strong horses run freely across the land. People come from many places to visit this ranch. Some come to ride horses. Some come to learn how to train them. Some simply come to enjoy the peaceful view. But Michael was not always a rich ranch owner. When he was a child, his life was very different. Michael's father was a horse trainer. His job was to train wild horses. Because of this work, Michael and his father moved from ranch to ranch. Sometimes they stayed only a few weeks, sometimes a few months. Then they moved again because of this. Michael changed schools many times. It was difficult to make friends. Just when he began to know his classmates, it was time to move again. But Michael loved one thing very much. He loved horses. Every day he watched his father train them. His father never shouted. He spoke softly. He moved slowly. He treated the horses with patience and respect. Michael admired his father very much. In his heart, Michael had a dream. He wanted to own a big horse ranch one day. One day, when Michael was about 12 years old, his teacher gave the class an assignment. The teacher's name was Mr. Harrison. He stood in front of the class and said, "Students, tonight I want you to write about your future. What do you want to be when you grow up? Write your dream clearly tomorrow. Bring your paper to class that night." Michael sat down and began to write. He wrote about his dream. His dream was to own a large horse ranch. He wrote about the fields. He wrote about the horses. He wrote about the house he would build. He even drew a map on the map. He designed a ranch of 200 acres. There were barns for the horses. There were training tracks. There were long riding paths. He worked for hours when he finished. He had written 7 pages. Michael felt proud. The next day, he gave the paper to his teacher. Several days later, the teacher returned the assignments. Michael looked at his paper. On the first page was a large red letter, F. Below the grade was a message, "See me after class." Michael waited until the classroom was empty. Then he walked to his teacher. "Sir," he asked quietly, "why did I get an F?" Mr. Harrison looked at him seriously. "Michael," he said, "your dream is not realistic. You come from a poor family. You move from ranch to ranch. You do not have money. You do not have land. Do you know how expensive a horse ranch is?" Michael said nothing. The teacher continued, "If you rewrite this paper with a more realistic dream, I will change your grade." Michael went home that day and thought about it for a long time. Finally, he spoke with his father. His father listened carefully. Then he said, "My son, this is your dream. You must decide for yourself if you believe in it. Keep it." Michael thought all night. The next day, he returned to school. He walked to the teacher's desk. "Sir," he said calmly, "you can keep your F, but I will keep my dream." Years passed. Michael grew older. He worked hard, very hard. He saved money. He learned about horses. He trained them, slowly, step by step. His dream began to grow, and today, Michael Carter owns a 200-acre horse ranch. The same ranch he once drew on a piece of paper as a boy. One day, something interesting happened. A school bus arrived at the ranch. 30 students came for a camping trip. Their teacher stepped off the bus. It was Mr. Harrison. At first, they did not recognize each other. But later, the teacher realized who Michael was. He walked toward him slowly. He held Michael's hand and said, "Michael, when you were my student, I tried to take away your dream. For many years, I may have done the same thing to other children. I am very sorry." Michael smiled kindly. "No, sir," he said. "You only wanted what was best for your students. But every person must follow their own dream. And that is the lesson of this story. Sometimes people will doubt your dream. Sometimes they will say it is impossible. But if you believe in your dream, and if you work with courage and patience, one day you may look around and realize you are standing inside the dream you once imagined. Thank you for watching and listening to the story. Pursue your aspirations. If you enjoyed this story and found it meaningful, please subscribe, like, and share to support our channel. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories for learning English through storytelling. Thank you again, and we will see you in the next story.